not a meaningless question, asked if they've been and gone.
Soulful ballads, guitar solos like thunder. In 1973, rock music wasn't polished. It was raw, strange, and unforgettable. This was a year when glam clashed with blues, when legends were born, and when some of the boldest songs in rock history were released.
They can't say we never tried.
These tracks didn't just top the charts, they changed the sound of a generation. Let's rewind to 10 rock songs from 1973 that still echo through time. Number 10. Hypnotized by Fleetwood Mac.
Now it's not a meaningless question, asked if they've been and gone.
Before Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham arrived, Fleetwood Mac was in a different era, moody, jazzy, and searching for a new identity.
And it seems like a dream, we got you hypnotized.
In 1973, Bob Welch delivered Hypnotized, a haunting track from their Mystery to Me album that stood out for its strange beauty. Welch wrote the song while living in a remote Ozark cabin, and the lyrics reflected that isolation. Dreams, UFOs, and eerie woods. It was recorded at a Hampshire estate using the Rolling Stones mobile studio, which only added to its mystique.
Because there's no explaining what your imagination can make you see.
Tensions were building behind the scenes. With Peter Green and Danny Kirwan gone, Welch tried to fill the creative gap, but was often overlooked. Still, Hypnotized gained traction on FM radio and became a live staple. Its breezy rhythm and otherworldly atmosphere quietly foreshadowed the sound Fleetwood Mac would fully embrace just a few years later. Number 9. Rock On by David Essex.
Hey, shout, summertime blues, jump up and down in your...
In 1973, Rock On broke every rule of rock radio. No drums, no screaming guitars, just a pulsing bass line, eerie reverb, and David Essex' haunting voice, like it drifted in from another planet. Essex wrote the song as a tribute to fading 1950s rock culture, but instead of nostalgia, he gave it mystery and space. The production was sparse, just a hypnotic groove and ghostly echo. He nearly scrapped it, thinking it was too weird. Luckily, producer Jeff Wayne, later known for War of the Worlds, convinced him to keep it.
Still looking for that blue jean baby queen.
Result? A global hit and a film role for Essex alongside Ringo Starr. That unforgettable bass line wasn't even from a standard bass. It was fretless, run through a phaser pedal to create its warped underwater tone.
Prettiest girl that I ever seen. See her shaking on the movie screen.
Strange, bold, and unforgettable, Rock On became one of the decade's most daring debuts. Number 8. The Ballroom Blitz by The Sweet.
And the man in the back said everyone attack and it turned into a ballroom blitz. And the girl in
The Ballroom Blitz didn't just sound chaotic, it was born from chaos. In 1973, after a wild gig in Scotland where The Sweet were pelted with bottles, they turned the mayhem into a glam rock anthem. Written by hitmakers Nicky Chin and Mike Chapman, the track exploded with pounding drums, snarling guitars, and theatrical flair. That famous intro, "Are you ready, Steve?" became an instant classic, setting the stage for pure, glitter-soaked adrenaline.
Oh yeah, it was electric, so frantically hectic.
Though it wouldn't reach the US charts until 1975, the song was an immediate hit in the UK. Fans loved its over-the-top energy and live show appeal. It didn't try to control the chaos, it celebrated it.
I see a man at the back, as a matter of fact, his eyes are as red as the sun.
With the Ballroom Blitz, glam rock wasn't just loud, it was a full-on, rhinestone-covered riot. Number 7. No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper.
I'd open doors for little old ladies. I'd help the blind to see.
By 1973, Alice Cooper had already built a reputation for shock and spectacle. But No More Mr. Nice Guy was different. It turned backlash into an anthem. The lyrics came from real life. Cooper's wild stage persona had started affecting his relationships. Friends pulled away. Even his parents felt the heat.
With me, and I'm feeling real shot down, and
Instead of retreating, he pushed back with sarcasm, swagger, and a glam rock punch. Produced by Bob Ezrin, who also worked with Pink Floyd and Kiss, the track combined sharp wit with radio-ready riffs. Cooper wasn't asking for understanding. He was done pretending. No More Mr. Nice Guy wasn't just catchy, it was defiant. And it became one of Cooper's most enduring hits, cementing him as rock's ultimate provocateur. Number 6. LaGrange by ZZ Top.
Never tend to get yourself in,
In 1973, ZZ Top kicked down the doors of mainstream rock with LaGrange, a bluesy, greasy, guitar-fueled beast that sounded like it crawled out of a Texas roadhouse.
But now I might be mistaken.
Built around a John Lee Hooker-style shuffle, the track was inspired by the infamous Chicken Ranch brothel in LaGrange, Texas, though the band never named it directly. They got a lot of nice girls there, Billy Gibbons sings with a sly grin. Texans knew exactly what he meant. Gibbons' guitar tone, dirty, minimal, and addictively raw, became legendary. The song didn't rely on polish. It thrived on groove. With laid-back swagger and riffs ready to explode, LaGrange became ZZ Top's breakthrough moment. It wasn't just a hit, it was a warning shot. ZZ Top had arrived, and they were bringing Texas with them. 5. We're an American Band by Grand Funk Railroad.
Last night in the rock, put me in the haze. Sweet, sweet Connie.
Some songs were made for radios. We're an American Band was made for highways, hotel rooms, and roaring crowds. Released in July 1973, it marked a shift for Grand Funk Railroad. Drummer Don Brewer stepped in on lead vocals, giving the song a harder, punchier edge. It wasn't just a track, it was a declaration of identity.
As long as we can make it to the show tonight, we're an American Band.
The band had just teamed up with producer Todd Rundgren, who stripped their sound down to something lean and raw. The result? A driving rock anthem that hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
All night with the king. I got to tell you, focus his.
Cowbell kicks, bold lyrics, and that unforgettable chorus, We're an American Band became more than a hit. It became a mission statement, loud, confident, and proudly made in the USA. Number 4. Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney and Wings.
in this ever-changing world in which we're living.
By 1973, Paul McCartney had nothing left to prove, but with Live and Let Die, he rewrote the rules anyway. Commissioned as the theme for the James Bond film of the same name, it became the first true rock anthem in the franchise's history.
You got to give me all of
McCartney wrote it in a day, teaming up with legendary Beatles producer George Martin, who added sweeping orchestration and explosive dynamics. The result was stunning. Soft piano verses crashed into thunderous rock choruses, cinematic before that word ever described music. It felt like Bond on stage, cool, dramatic, and impossible to ignore.
What does it matter to you?
when you got a job to do.
Audiences were hooked instantly. The song became a concert staple and was even nominated for an Academy Award. Decades later, Live and Let Die still stands as one of the boldest and most beloved Bond themes ever recorded. Number 3. Angie by the Rolling Stones. When Angie dropped in August 1973, it caught fans off guard. The Rolling Stones, known for swagger and grit, suddenly gave us heartbreak and vulnerability.
Let me whisper in your ear.
Released as the lead single from Goat's Head Soup, the song showcased Mick Jagger's most tender vocals to date, wrapped in Nicky Hopkins' elegant piano lines. It wasn't raw rebellion, it was aching reflection.
Come on, baby, dry your eyes.
The meaning behind Angie has long sparked debate. Some thought it was about David Bowie's wife. Others said Keith Richards named it after his newborn daughter. But Richards later explained Angie just fit the melody. It was emotional, not literal. That honesty worked. Angie soared to #1 in the US and top charts worldwide. No theatrics, no tricks, just stripped-down sorrow that turned into one of the Stones' most unforgettable hits. 2. Dream On by Aerosmith.
Every time that I look in the mirror.
Before Aerosmith became MTV Rock Gods, they gave the world Dream On. Soft, haunting, and deeply personal. Released in 1973 on their debut album, the track didn't explode right away. It took a re-release 2 years later for it to truly catch fire. But even then, it was clear, this was no ordinary rock ballad. Steven Tyler, just 24, wrote the song at the family piano. The lyrics came from his fear of time slipping away, a reflection on aging and ambition. His vocals rose from whisper to wail, revealing a raw emotional range that few expected. And then came the orchestral swell. It gave the song a cinematic feel that stood apart from the band's usual blues rock grit. Dream On didn't just showcase Tyler's voice, it became the soul of Aerosmith. Number 1. Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Freebird doesn't just play, it soars. Released in late 1973 on Lynyrd Skynyrd's debut album, it began as a gentle goodbye and ended in a roaring guitar-fueled storm. Originally written as a slow tribute to Duane Allman of the Allman Brothers Band, the band later stretched the ending into a blazing dual guitar solo, and something legendary happened.
I must be traveling on now.
Guitarists Alan Collins and Gary Rossington weaved together one of rock's most iconic outros. It was long, over 9 minutes, and many thought it was too much for radio. But DJs played it anyway. Fans demanded it. The phrase "Freebird" became more than lyrics. It turned into a cultural cry for freedom, for rebellion, for something larger than life.
If I stayed here with you, girl.
Half a century later, the song still closes concerts, still brings chills, and still flies. 1973 wasn't just another year in rock. It was a turning point, a time when bands took risks, sounds evolved, and emotion poured straight through the speakers. Some of these songs hit #1, others flew under the radar, but they all left echoes in car radios, concert halls, and in the hearts of anyone who lived through that era or discovered it decades later. So now it's your turn. Which 1973 rock song still gives you chills? Drop it in the comments and tell us where you were when you first heard it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and rewind with us next time as we dig even deeper into rock's golden years. Until then, keep the volume loud and the memories louder.